Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Nancy, and I'm here with Wild Women with Wine. I'm going to wait for a second for Karen to come in. Let me do my little technology thing here, get my volume up. We missed last week. Had so much going on that couldn't even find time for a glass of wine. What the heck? So we do have badges turned on tonight. So anytime during the hour show, we would love to have you, throw us a bone. The badges are small amounts of money, but they add up, and it just helps Karen and I feel a little bit more valued. We vote with our dollars, right? So how's everybody doing? I'll give people a few minutes to come in. We have a fun topic tonight. I don't know if you read the intro that I posted, but we're going to be talking about female pleasure and the orgasm gap. So that should be an interesting conversation. Huh? Mark's over here looking at me like, really? We're going to talk about orgasms? Yay! It's our favorite subject. So if you have questions about female anatomy, we're going to be doing a little anatomy lesson for you tonight and hopefully give you some new ideas and understanding about female pleasure and how to not only learn about your own body if you have a female genitals or a uterus and a vagina and a vulva and all those good things, and a clitoris and labia and all the bits. If you're an owner of those bits, or if you're a connoisseur of them. So we'll be talking about that. And so hopefully Karen will join us here. I don't see that she's come in. Where did she go?
People checking in.
We lost her. We do. We've got Amanda and Paul and my hubby and Cohen and King Mayhem and Sexually Secure Male. Like that. So there's always some interesting names coming in. So if you have questions, put them in the comments, and that way Karen and I can answer them. We can't get the questions through the DMs while we're doing the live show. So if you have questions that are a little bit more personal, but you'd like them addressed during one of the shows, you can send them to me in a DM, and we'll compile them and answer them next week for you. So it's, you've got choices. There she is. Hi, Karen. So now she just has to try to hook me up with a badge. All right, thank you. We love badges. And here comes Karen. There she is.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing okay. A little on the stir crazy side. How are you doing?
Good. You're on the bottom. Can you tip so I can see more of your face?
Yeah, there's a lot of writing across my face.
No.
But I have Buddy here to join us.
Oh, Buddy's going to have his training session tonight, huh?
Yeah, he needs it badly.
I always wonder who needs it more, the owner or the dog.
That definitely. This is my friend Lori Israel. I think it's Lori. I can't tell if people like stop in, look, and say what's going on, and then leave, or if they stay on and listen. So just stay on and listen, even if it's for a second. Good morning to you from Australia.
Yeah, hola.
Hola from Australia?
No, there was somebody that said hola. I was responding. Do you have wine, or is it too early for you?
Too early for me. I decided I got some water right now because I have to be semi-conscious for the dog training session. What do you got there?
I've got a little bit of Chardonnay. I have no dog training, so I'm good to go.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere anyway.
Yeah. The bench brawl says, woohoo, 2 women on top or bottom.
Oh my God, you Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean likes to stick pot rocks in his ass.
That's right. Yeah,
that's his claim to fame.
Not really sure. I mean, it's an interesting idea.
Hello, Isabella. So anyway, we had some questions for you guys about where were we going to start? How do we bring the subject up?
Well, I put it in the intro that we were going to be talking about the orgasm gap and female pleasure, female genitalia, and give a little anatomy class tonight about what's all going down there.
Yeah, what is going on down there?
What's going on down there? The down there. First of all, I would like to know what people call their parts.
Oh, what do you call it?
I mean, I call it a vulva or a pussy.
You know, I like to call it the princess.
The princess. Well, mine would be the queen.
Yes, of course. Christopher says, hello to you and me.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello, Christopher. Oh, there we go. Finally, Jenny, is that you on there, little Teach 5? Oh no, that's not. That's Susan.
So you have a huge penis and a Walmart computer.
Okay, I'm very glad you shared that with us because I was concerned. I was actually concerned about the sheep that were, going to have to deal with your huge penis.
Does it have a name? That's what we want to know. What do you call it? Do you call it a penis?
Yeah.
Do you always call it a penis, or does it have another name when it's transformed?
Does anybody have a good penis name or a vulva name or vagina name or anything?
So
Cookie?
Look,
You call it Cookie, Isabella?
Cookie.
It's your little cookie? It's a little peenie.
Cookie. That's cute. So a lot of people call the whole kit and caboodle a vagina.
Right.
And so
I have caught myself calling it a vagina just for simplicity's sake, even though we know it's a lot more than a vagina.
yeah, well, the vagina is a part of the whole. I mean, it is the whole. Right? It's one of the holes.
Wait, so Mr. Beans, you're telling me your name is Venus, the 10-foot penis? Oh man! All right. Well, that's an original name at best. No one else will have that name.
So, what is the correct name for the whole exterior? If you just wanted to put one name on it, what would that be? What would be the anatomical name for that?
Well, I know you're going to want me to say vulva, so I'm going to say vulva.
I do want you to say vulva. It's the mangina.
No, mangina.
Oh, the mangina. So. Yeah, so vulva. So I think, practice saying vulva.
Vulva.
Say it, and the more you say it, the easier it gets to say. And then if you're going to talk about the vagina, that's just the part on the inside. So, if you own one, there's all kinds of bits and pieces in there.
Hey, Marcus.
But a lot of I did a panel last week. The love canal. Okay, that's one way. That's one.
The hole, I do not call it that. If the hole, I do not call it that. The supper time or the super time 55. What do you call it then? I want to buy a Volvo.
Yeah, Volvo. It's different than a vulva.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of it anatomically it makes sense to call it a vulva as opposed to just a vagina. But on the other hand, how many people walk around going, "Oh, my vulva wants some action today"?
I mean, but is it really just the vagina that wants action? Because I think we should start talking about the clitoris.
Yeah, I'd say forget about the vagina for now. Let's just focus on the little mini peenie.
Well, and it's not so many.
Oh, no. Wait a second, Lisa. A friend of mine just said it's tight.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, we were concerned about how stretchy your vagina was, and thank you for telling me it's tight, because I was worried.
Hello?
I'm not worried anymore. Are you worried, buddy? Buddy's worried.
The nan in the boat? The nan?
The nan in the boat.
But a lot of people misunderstand the parts of the female genitals and what they do and where orgasms come from. And so there's been some interesting studies about how often heterosexual women have orgasms with heterosexual men. And
Basically, let's put it down in the vernacular.
okay, what?
Basically, what Nancy's getting at is a lot of women and men too think that the way that if you don't have an orgasm in your vagina, that means that there's something wrong with you.
Right.
And you should try to achieve that. And I
Right.
say bullocks to that.
Bullocks. Yeah. Well, all orgasms are clitoral, first
Right.
of all.
Now,
So let's get that clear. So
let's explain why though.
well, because the clitoris, it's what you see on the outside is like the tip of the iceberg.
Where's your little diagram or your little stuffed animal so we can show that?
Well, but that just shows the vulva. That doesn't show the whole
It doesn't
clitoris.
show
I need a clitoris. I really need a big model clitoris. I'm gonna order one.
I think I need a clitoris too.
Do you need one? Yeah.
I think one is not enough.
It would be. I mean, having two would be kind of fun. I may never get any work done.
The antinatalist cougar is on. What do you think about that? Have you had an orgasm with just penetration? And I mean, have you ever had an orgasm with just penetration, Nancy?
Yeah, but it's still clitoral. So I think that's what we have to understand is once you're excited and the clitoris engorges just like the penis, it's like a penis, but it's just inside the body for most of it.
It's actually supposed to be more sensitive than a penis.
It is. It has no more nerves than a penis.
Well, that's a misnomer then, isn't it?
It's a total bullshit study that was done once on a sheep or a cow.
Well, you're talking Mr. Bean's language now if you say sheep.
Yeah, sheep. So it goes deep in the body and it goes all the way around the outside of the vagina. So when it's engorged, it's full and it's hard. When you put something in the vagina, it's actually stimulating the clitoris.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can have an orgasm with vaginal penetration if the clitoris is adequately excited. But if there's no clitoral stimulation, no clitoral time spent, then the chances of a woman having an orgasm with just this is like 18%.
If you're a two-pump chump like Mr. Bean, that's a problem. So I think to simplify what we're talking about.
All right, I'll speak in my speaking. You translate.
I'm going to speak in English. You speak in professor terms. Okay. If you're talking about the actual vagina itself, there is some material in the vagina that's erectile, which is similar to the clit, and it is the clit. Like it's part of the clit. But I still believe that in order to get the full benefits of an orgasm, a woman needs to have the little ball part, the actual clit outside stimulated.
Well, it is difficult to stimulate the rest of it unless you do like a great yoni massage. If you learn how to do, because the outer lips, if you kind of massage in, that's stimulating the bulbs of the clitoris. Right. So people that just go like on a doorbell, ding, 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 that's probably not going to do a lot. So you need to, women need to know how to stimulate themselves, what feels good, what how much pressure they like, where they like it, how they like it. Thank you, Brady.
But also, don't worry about the multiple orgasms, Gregory. Let's talk about the single orgasm first.
If you've never had one, just start with that.
Just start with the single orgasm first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what I think the main thing is that a lot of women get frustrated because although yes, there is this clitoral material in your vagina, it is sometimes hard to reach, and unless it's stimulated in an exact way that you want it, it's going to be hard to have an orgasm just from that. You need to have that clit. I don't know if you want to call it the external clit.
It would be like the head.
The head of the whole thing needs to be stimulated, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah,
but and if it's ignored, I get very irritable
Right. And it can be stimulated. And, you know, I think the thing we don't realize is every woman is built a little different. And so that space between the lower part of the vagina and the clitoris can vary quite a bit in distance. So positioning for penetration is really critical, so that you have to know whether you need grinding, whether you need an angle. So that's why women on top seems to work out better.
Because then they can maneuver their external clit to get stimulated by the rhythm of the penetration.
Right. And
or
that's a lot of these toys.
That's to say, or you can get what I have, which I call the pet rock, which is a little bullet vibrator, and you can be on top and use that to stimulate your clit while you're doing the penetration, so that it ends up a lot of times being simultaneous. And
here's a big myth that I want to bust right now.
Go for it.
I'm going to bust it. So if you're a guy and you're with a vulva owner and she needs to pull out her bullet or use her hand or use some kind of toy to stimulate her external clitoris to have an orgasm, it says nothing about you. It doesn't mean you're insufficient. It doesn't mean you're not a great lover. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it.
And there's nothing wrong with her.
That just is nothing wrong with her. That's just what feels good to her. So if you just stimulate the vagina only, that would be like the same thing as just stimulating a guy's balls and expecting him to have an orgasm.
I think that's a very good explanation of the frustration that one can feel if you're only stimulating one part of the genitals.
Right.
Look at this, Marcus. Finding that space is like Indiana Jones. It's not like Indiana Jones when you are with, if you talk to your partner, well, first of all, part of it is on her. She needs to know.
Yes.
I always talk about this. If you have a gorgeous Porsche and you don't have the owner's manual and you don't understand how to drive it, it's worthless. So if she has this wonderful princess pussy and she doesn't know how to have an orgasm and she doesn't know what parts of her body, make her have an orgasm, and she hasn't tried toys and all that to figure it out, how are you supposed to know what to do?
Right. So that's
why to communicate.
Well, and that's why both you and I, our goal is obviously to educate men, but it's really to educate women about giving them permission to explore their own body, their own pleasure, find out what feels good, what they like, so they can teach their partners, right?
Yeah, I forgot I interviewed someone who, I think it was, I don't know, maybe it was some sort of a video I saw, but women do not even recognize if they put pictures of their own vaginas up or vulvas up on the wall, they don't even know which one is theirs because they never look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, get a mirror. No, learn your body.
Marcus.
Get a mirror and tease yourself until you get excited and watch how your body transforms. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating
to see everything change. The color changes. It's like, I mean, that's why guys are so fascinated with their penises, because it's like it goes from that to whoa,
And it's easier to see a dick.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so now Gregory's saying the bullet. Yeah, we're talking about the bullet. This is very educational. Thank you, Marcus. Here, he said something here that was interesting. I follow the moans like Indiana, like Indiana Jones. Well, it is actually a good idea to follow the moans. I think observing her response, maybe she doesn't even know like when she's moaning or what's stimulating her, but you hear it or you see it by, like, I know one of the porn stars, Derek Pierce, told me like he is a big observer, like, oh, her cheeks are getting flushed when I do this.
Right.
Or, a
lot of women, their chest will flush, their head tips back. I mean, there's all kinds of signs. Yeah, they get a little wet and, a little dewy.
Breathing heavily.
Yeah.
The breath is important.
But I do caution people in using wetness of the vagina as a sign of excitement.
Yeah, it could be, but it also can be that someone's very excited and they're just not wet because of hormonal reasons or whatever. So don't judge it all on that.
Right. Or it could be that they're wet because they just have they're just a dewy, moist body.
They're just wet and juicy.
Yeah, they're just juicy. And women, and I hate to go on this tangent, but I'll just do it real quick. Women that are being assaulted will still get wet because that's the body's way of protecting them from harm. So it's not always a sign of excitement. That's up here, you know.
And so, and I got to tell you something. Just because I'm looking at Buddy does not mean I want his tongue in my mouth. He is becoming a little creepy. What the hell is going on here? Oh my God.
So Gregory, what have you learned so far? You said you're learning something new every day. So what did you learn? Yeah, so I really encourage men to not let your ego, first of all, men, it's not your responsibility to give women orgasms. Just like it's not our responsibility to give you orgasms. We give ourselves orgasms. We give for permission. We have to learn about our body. So be with a partner that will communicate with you so that you can learn about what her pleasure is or his pleasure is, and then go from there. And I also tell couples that are struggling with orgasm, or people that are struggling, take orgasm off the table and start looking for pleasure. Just go with what feels good and see what happens.
Yeah. A lot of times it's a lot more fun just making out than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rick, how was the wedding? My friend WeberCon, his son got married over the weekend. He has some things to say. Let's see. No different than stimulate the head of a penis. They're both sensitive and they both need full stimulation to orgasm. Yes, we agree with that.
There we go.
I got some comments here over on YouTube. Nice to see both of you from Prince of Darkness. Hello, Isaiah. If she loves it and starts to move and grab the hair, keep going, don't stop.
Right.
Yeah, you know, this is a good time for you guys to be very aware of body language, the way the body moves. Just be very observant, because you can notice something that she may not even be noticing, or vice versa. You should notice that when I'm pulling back, Buddy, that means I don't want you to eat my
right. But Buddy's not reading your body language.
Buddy is not good at body language reading. He just goes for it. He just doesn't give a shit. But that's what differentiates us from puppies.
This is true. He's not a consensual. So don't forget, we have badges on.
We have badges. If you like what you're hearing, give us some badges. We're about to hit a certain number, in which case we can go buy yourself a bottle of wine. So that's always nice. Every woman is different. Not every woman is the same. All women come different shapes and sizes. Yeah. Prince of Darkness, this is very true too. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up, because just because your last partner might have liked a certain way of having their vulva stroked or their nipples licked does not mean that every woman is going to want that shit.
Right.
They might want something.
It's like every guy is different, right? I mean, none of it. Just because we have the same parts doesn't mean that we like to do the same thing with them.
Right. I mean, you can't go off of one partner and think that, like, if this guy liked to have his dick sucked this way, then every guy likes their dick sucked. But some people don't even like their dick sucked. Right. I haven't met too many of them, but I know they're out there.
Well, and because I think that, you know, one, if the fun thing about being with someone is exploring their likes and learning what turns them on. Yeah. And so if you think you already know, like I've met we've seen some guys on here that are like, oh, I can make it. I'm a big, you know, it's like bullshit. You only know the people you've been with. Maybe you paid attention. I hope you did. But
maybe they faked it altogether. You don't know that either.
Right. And so I'm always curious about people that are in the scene of one night, just a series of one night stands where they never repeat a sexual experience with someone. And I wonder how gratifying that is, because really, how can you know what another person is going to want or like or be comfortable with until
unless Nancy, I will play the devil's advocate. Unless she's good at communicating, and she's like, no, do this, do that, do this. Some people are very comfortable, even in the first meeting, telling someone what they want and knowing what they want. And so it could be good on both parts. You know, like a guy could say, I like this or that or whatever. Granted, I always think it's much more comfortable when, you know, at least it's the second time you're with the person or something. Yeah. But, you know, and obviously, you know, women do tend to take longer to have an orgasm anyway. So I think it
So
would be
have you ever faked an orgasm?
never. And I was going to ask you, has anybody here that's listening faked an orgasm, and why did you do it? I never faked an orgasm.
I did.
I know you did.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was years ago. I was just graduated from nursing school. My girlfriend and I went to Mexico. We hooked up with these guys, and I found myself with this guy that was so bad. It was so awful.
And you're just like, okay, I
just
came.
wanted it done, just over.
Well,
So I just faked it and rolled him off me.
I did a video once called 69 Reasons Not to Fake an Orgasm. It's sort of like training this puppy right here. You don't want to train that puppy to, do bad shit and then have them repeat it. So,
but men fake orgasms too. The recent study I just found was like 20% of the men said that they had faked orgasm.
Hey, has anybody here on YouTube faked an orgasm? Not gonna lie, I have, Ryan says. Funny. Yeah, why do guys fake orgasm? Just because they want to be done with it? And
yeah, same thing.
Well, what would be the worst thing that happened is like, hey, it's not going to happen tonight. Let's just let's roll over and watch some TV or something.
Yeah, here's the thing: is we have this whole mindset that says, I'm making you come and I'm going to give you an orgasm, and that's my ego talking. And if I don't do it, I'm going to be frustrated and angry with you, and maybe I'll be disappointed in you. Maybe I'll try to blame you for that. I mean, there's all kinds of dynamics that happen in these situations. And so if we realize that what another person's experiencing, we can be a part of that if they're drawing us in and bringing us along. But oftentimes women or men are stressed, they're distracted, they're tired, they don't feel great. There's all kinds of reasons that people
they can be taking different drugs that prohibit orgasm and things like that. Also, another thing is, I've been with guys that, like, on the first time, they cannot get hard, especially if they have to wear a condom.
Right.
And so then, okay, and they're like so embarrassed by it, but they shouldn't be. I've been with them, and I'm like, I don't care. We tried, we failed, we'll try again.
We have to each be responsible for our own pleasure. And if you're not being pleased, and this is why faking orgasms is so risky for people that want to continue to have interaction with someone.
Right.
Because if you're faking, that means you're really lying.
Right.
You're saying, oh yeah, baby, that feels good. And
then don't be surprised if he does it again or she does it again.
Because we teach people how to treat us by what we respond to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would not treat a dog that it's okay to pee on my couch.
Right. However, a lot of people have a hard time being guided. And a lot of men and women have so much ego in their sexual prowessness and their sexual ability.
Why do you think that is?
Because they're hung up on the fact that they make people do something. That's just arrogance. Like, I make you. Well, no, you don't. I'm either going to do it or I'm not. And I might include you in the experience, but that's on me, not you.
Right. Now, Ryan says, sometimes the moment gets lost. It happens.
Yeah.
As long as my woman enjoys herself, that's all that matters to me. Ryan, this is why you are going to get all the women in your life, or whoever you're looking for, because that is the right attitude. Well, that's for any of the guys that, let's go even further. Some of the guys that we've talked to over the years have come really quickly and have been embarrassed by that. Don't be embarrassed by it. First of all, usually you can get up again. And second of all, even if you can't, just focus on her. She doesn't give a shit if you come fast or slow. She probably prefers fast over 45 minutes to an hour of pumping.
Well, how many guys think that 45 minutes of pumping is what we want?
Texas just banned the abortion law. We know, Prince of Darkness, it's horrible. We're not even going to get to that subject right now because Nancy and I will go off.
We'll lose it. Yeah, because I've been losing it for 2 days here.
Yeah, we've already lost it on the phone. So anyway, oh my God, I'm being attacked by the the puppy. See, he thinks I like it when he licks my ears, but I really feeling a
You
little
have
bit.
to give him feedback that says I don't like it. Like, no.
Well, see, that's what the thing is. I'm allowing him to do it because I kind of do like it. I'm giving you mixed messages.
The truth comes out.
I'm giving you mixed
I
messages.
don't like it. No.
I kind of do like it. I do.
No wonder they think that no means maybe.
Yeah, no means yes.
Clear communication.
The last cougar in the USA, Karen. Why am I the last cougar in the USA? I guarantee I'm not the last cougar in the USA. Maybe in the area I live in, Hollywood, but yeah, no, I'm not the last cougar. All right. Should we stay on this channel and then next time we'll switch?
Whatever you want to do. We've got 8 people in here. You've got your YouTubers up.
YouTubers will stay on YouTube. Maybe we should just to switch it up and get some more people in. We'll switch over to mine and see if we can get more people.
So we're going to take a commercial break.
We're taking a quick break.
Yes, and so we're going to come on Karen's channel.
Well, I don't know what is coming. I hope she's not the last one. Maybe I will grab a glass of wine while I'm taking my little break and coming back for Wild Women with Wine. If you guys haven't followed us before, it's time to follow us now. We're at mine, Karenlee Poter, everywhere on social media, and don't forget Sex Talk with my mom. And then Nancy is.
You can find my website, drnsp.com, and that'll link you to everything I'm doing, retreats and private counseling, and all my social media, our Wild Women with Wine show, and next week you want to be here because Karen and I will be together.
Together at last, together forever.
We have a date.
With I lick her pussy. Thank you, Gregory. All right, ready?
What was that?
I don't know. We're gonna come back in 2 minutes.
All right, so find us on Karenlee Poter on Instagram in 2 minutes, and we'll be back over there to answer the rest of your questions. So think about some questions. All right, we'll see you over there.
All right, you guys. Bye.
Ta-ta.